Okay, so today we're going to go over the comparison symbols on page 14. Again, make sure you're working on your math notebook. Page 14, comparison symbols. So we're going to go over the three symbols that we use in second grade. So let's say I start with this large amount and this little amount. Clearly this one's going to have two dots and this one has one dot, just like what I presented in the other video. When I read this one, I'm going to have the greater than. Now if you see it, hopefully you can see it. I'm going to put a little bit in red. I can see greater than, right? I see the symbol right there. So now I'm going to compare two amounts. If I have the number 27, I always look for the one that has greater value. So it will be the tens. It has two tens. And then if I have the number 17, again, the greatest value will be the 110. So I'm going to compare which one's greater, 2 tens or 110. 2 tens is greater. 110 is barely worth 110. So I'm going to read the equation now, or the symbol, the number sentence. 27 is greater than 17 because it has 2 tens as opposed to 110. So again, 27 is greater than 17. Now I'm going to go over a second symbol. I'm going to go over if I have a smaller amount and I have a larger amount. You get one dot, you get two dots. It's very similar to the first one, but clearly it has something opposite. But if you look closely, I'm going to write it. It has that L. So it's called less than. I'm still going to use the same amounts, but now it's going to look different. 17 still has 110. 27 still has 2 tens. 110 is 10, 210 is 20. So 17 got one dot because it's smaller, 2 tens is greater. So now I'm going to read that number sentence. 17 is less than 27 because it has 110 as opposed to 2 tens. And again, I'm explaining it, but I'm not focused on the explanation right now. I'm just going to focus on reading the symbol. Okay? Lastly, we have, what if the amounts are the equivalent, the same? So when I have the same amount, they have the same number of dots because they have the same size. Remember, my best in trying my best. This one is read as equal to. Or another word for it is equivalent. And it's a cognate to Spanish equivalente. Equivalent. That's a fancy one. I still gotta have the same amounts, but now I'm gonna have it a little bit different. 17 plus 1. I'm gonna make it like a 1 so you won't get confused. 10. And now I'm gonna compare it to the number 27. Clearly 17 plus the value of 110 is 10 ones. Now if you're not sure, I can still draw 17. And I can still draw 110. Now I can see that it's still 27. So that has the same amount. So 17 is equal, or 17 plus 110 is equal to 27. Keep in mind that's all of this together. Okay? Now just the 17, like I'm about to write, like, oh no, revise my thinking, equal to. If you have sticky notes at home, it will be a good idea to practice writing the symbols and then the vocabulary in the back. So you can practice, one dot, it looks like an L, less than. 2 dots, it looks like they're going to be equal to, and then you can read the back. And then finally, I have this symbol. It has 2 dots, greater than, and I see the little G. You can also create manipulators using sticky notes like that 110, this is 11. 110 is clearly greater than 11. Just to give you something like to move around. So you can put it right there between. 110 is greater than 11. Or you can use your marker like 2 tenths is greater than 110. It could be a pencil or a pen. I'm gonna make another video about different kind of manipulators that you can use at home. Again, you don't have to use sticky notes. That's just something we could have done in the classroom, and then you could put it right there. You can practice and keep them safe. Okay, make sure you record your comparison symbols on page 14. Okay, thank you.